I'd like to start this video with an apology. Not an apology for what I said regarding the Bleach roster, but for how I said it. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to. So here's a video with a lot less editing than usual, because it's just me talking to a camera and trying to be as honest as possible. Now, I'm not a leaker on YouTube. That's not my business. Announcing the roster was done wasn't something that I had super planned. I just saw it happen, and I confirmed it with some people that I know, and I felt good enough about that information, so I told you guys about it. Now, you may consider this a leak, and you'd be correct. The big difference for me, personally, is that if I saw a character in that roster that was unannounced, I would have kept quiet because I wouldn't want to ruin that moment. I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise for you. Announcing that the roster is complete is less of a spoiler in my opinion because chances are Bandai would make you wait until the game's release. And this isn't Sparking Zero, where the number of playable characters is a selling point. So I think you would be hoping for Baragan or Orihime all the way to the game's release. That is if I didn't say what I said. But in order to protect these sources, I also didn't say much more. And so the vibes that came across in the video weren't the best, and that is 100% my fault, and I hope today is going to be different. I've thought about it carefully, and there's some stuff that I could say that doesn't get anyone in trouble. So you guys can draw your own conclusions as well, or at least understand why I'm saying that the roster is complete. But please keep in mind that this is a video game roster. And some of you need to chill. The comment section is full of delusional and naive people believing everything goober YouTubers like Globku claim. His sources are his greed for more clicks and clout chasing, horrible clickbaiting. To add insult to injury, most of these accounts try to justify this goober's lunacy and accept being fed absolute garbage. No doubt those few 100k subs are mindless bots with underdeveloped brains, cooked by crap content they gobble up as if it is some quality treat. Sad, really. This looks like a troll comment, and I wish it was, but he also went on and replied to 10 other comments, 10 other people trying to convince everyone of this plot. He's got so much hate in his heart that I'm starting to believe he's the real Aizen. But to be fair, most comments were funny. My favorite one are, bro's sources are his intrusive thoughts. I did enjoy that one. But bro, it's not like I'm taking your tax money and putting it into some crypto security fund. This isn't politics. I'm not playing with people's lives. This is an anime game roster. And I think the least we can do is have some fun while discussing this. And by the way, in the previous video, I did leave some room for more characters to show up. I said someone like White could make it, for instance. I don't know anything about extra skins or echo characters, but honestly, after the tweet from Ryan, right after I posted my video, I do think that White is going to be in the game somehow. I met Ryan back when he was doing Sandlands, so we've met in person, we know each other. He works at Bandai, he's a brand manager. I didn't know he was the brand manager for the Bleach game, so I maybe should have talked to him ahead of time. But thanks to that, I think that White is going to be in the game somehow. Dangai Ichigo also fits that category. He could be a skin, he could be an echo character. That's the part of the game that I know nothing about, honestly. Avatar Yaya even brought up the possibility of alternate awakenings on Twitter, which is something that I didn't even consider, but sounds kind of cool. Imagine you pick Ichigo Bankai, and then you can select whether you want to go full hollow or if you want to go Dangai. This is another thing, I just don't know all the details there are to know. Like I said, I don't think the game is done with surprises. I think there's still a lot to look forward to until release. I think we're going to get a lot more trailers from now until launch because marketing usually ramps up close to release, not the other way. That said, why do I think the roster is complete? I have 3 sources. Well, 4 if you include my intrusive thoughts. No, source number 4 was the one everyone knows about. It's the Morita stream. This has been disproven since, but it's what set it all in motion, so I think it's important to mention. There was a translation that came out of this that was interpreted as, this is the last character reveal that we're going to have, and then Kaien came out. But turns out a more accurate translation would be something like, we are almost done with the Monday trailers, which yes, means we're close, but doesn't give us a number. I just had Askin double check that today. He is an N3 Japanese level. He knows Japanese better than Google Translate, I guess. So yeah, he agrees with that new take on the translation. So that source is nothing really, but that's what prompted me to start asking around. Now, I don't love spoilers on character reveals. Even if I keep quiet about them, I also like being surprised and react. I like doing predictions without knowing who is coming out. I think like if I know, then I'm just cheating, right? But if something is over, I don't want to be sitting on my computer every Monday waiting for that trailer to happen. And so I started trying to double check. Over the years, I have made a lot of connections with game developers, games publishers, and license holders. And so my second source is someone close to the development of the game. Unfortunately, this is one source that I really cannot say much about. I can't tell you what they told me because that would narrow it down to which side leaked the info, and the people involved could have serious consequences. So I apologize that I cannot reveal this info. I can say that they didn't outright confirm the number of characters or that Cayenne was the last one, but what they showed supported that theory. And that's really all I can say about this. I think it's more important for me to protect this person's job, this person's livelihood, than for you to get the full information on how did I arrive at this conclusion for an arena fighter roster. Like, it's not that serious. Now, sources number 3 and 4 are from the game itself. I don't have the game, but there are many copies out in the wild already. You may have seen a Reddit post of a dude selling Xbox copies that he stole, and in addition to that, retailers in North America often just do not care if you get the game before release. They will break embargo, just sell you the game anyway. Just the other day, someone was streaming the full game on TikTok. And so, yeah, there are copies out there, and this is very easy for you to verify. And a couple of those people that acquired a copy have DM'd me. Maybe they're fans of the channel, maybe they wanted to share some info, and so I have seen the final game. I cannot show you the final game because Bandai then would have the power to copyright strike this video. But here's what I can do. You have maybe seen this quote-unquote leaked character select screen. This is fake. I don't know why dude is playing Madden all over it. I don't know what the hell is going on. But I have made my own version of this, and here it is in full glory, just for you guys to see. This is a recreation made by me. This is where the characters are placed exactly. There are a few differences here, like some character art isn't exactly the same. For instance, Rukia is going to have different character art on the final game, so does Ichigo. Shinji does not have the hollow mask, but others are exactly the same character art. Like Zaol Poro is going to be looking up like this. I think Stark is the same model, but he's a bit bigger. You know, I did this. This is a rush job, okay? Also, before you ask about the question mark, this is a random select. You can click this button and you will get a random character. No, this is not an empty character slot. You can just click it right off the get-go. And so this means that the characters are just unlocked from the start. This is not a game where you unlock the roster as you play through the story mode, which makes sense. This is a long story mode. It's 20 plus hours long, and many players don't care about the story. They just want to play online. Making them grind through that game mode that they don't like would probably be a bad call. I actually agree with them by making like all the characters unlocked from the get-go. I think that's a very good choice. And so these 3 sources are all pointing to the same conclusion. This is a 32 character roster. That's why I felt good about making that call and saying that in the video. There are 3 people here with access to the game, and they are showing me proof that they have access to the game, and they are all saying the same thing. 32 characters. Now, there have been a few theories that could poke a hole in my sources info. There's an above 0% chance that I'm wrong here, and I'm ready for that possibility. Again, being wrong in calling the roster complete is something I'm prepared to deal with because it shouldn't be a big deal. But a lot of holes just aren't realistic. For instance, I couldn't find it, but someone said there could be a day 1 patch that adds a character. Games are often ready about 2 to 3 months before release, and that's because they need to be sent out for printing, for rating, for a bunch of stuff, so they are ready to be sold in stores by release day. This is called the master version of the game, and it needs to be feature complete, meaning the characters would need to be there. And this is how it works to the best of my knowledge. I've asked a couple of my dev sources about this, and they have confirmed it. This is also like the version of Sparking Zero that I've played like super early. Yeah, that was the final version because it needed to be feature complete to be sent out for all that stuff. Another fun hole is, are we going to ignore this? Yes, we are going to ignore this. This, along with Dungai, has to be in the game because story mode, when they have shown so many story mode exclusive characters, I think is a crazy argument, because if that's what you believe, then Grant Fisher has to be playable too. Though in Dungai's case, you would be playing as Dungai, making him story mode playable, not just a boss fight. Maybe that's a little bit different, but all the Espada are not going to make it just because there is this screenshot in the story mode. And hole number 3 is, did they really play through to the end and confirm that there are no additional characters unlocked? That's next level copium. Well, to be honest with you, no. My game sources did not finish story mode. Again, it is a very long story mode. So back when I made that video, they hadn't finished it. They did finish it by today, but they weren't my only sources. So I felt good about releasing it. Until all of my sources came back today and told me that they were wrong. Yep, there is one character unlocked by beating the story. That guy called it, and I am so cooked. But I guess I deserved it. I want to make sure you guys understand that no one lied maliciously. No one clickbaited with evil intent. Some have even apologized to me because they know what I'm about to go through. But I hope that today I have shown you enough information that you'll believe, at the very least, that the sources are legit. I mean, I am still confidently saying that the roster will have 33 characters, and there are still 2 more Mondays, technically. Also, like, I made you a very specific roster screen that you can easily confirm by the time you get the game. On the next Monday, you'll be labeled as a clown forever. Thought you were better than that. Hope it was worth to lose reputation over some more milked views. The crazy part is, I think I'm gonna be fine next Monday. But after that, I'm maybe not so sure. I could have waited to make this video, but there's also a chance those leaked copies start beating the game and then start leaking the full roster before I had a chance to come clean. So yeah. Any predictions for who the final character is? I know I'm probably not going to live this down so soon, but thanks for watching and see you next time, or see you never again, I guess. I also understand if that's the case. Bye.